So now we are going to shut this job down. We're going to hit the stop button, confirm exit task, yes. So now that task is shut down and gone away. Now we'll go over here, we'll go to overview. We want to select a field, we'll just leave it in test 2. We're going to select our boundary. We like that boundary, we'll use that one. So there we are. But now what we want to do is we want to shut this task down. And we want a new task. So now we're going to do harvesting. We're going to do okay, okay. There we are. So now we're back in the same. And we can select our guidance line. We'll use this one exactly. Hit okay. Everything's set up now. Now we're back in our field. And we're on a guidance line. And we're ready to work it again. But now we want to do something a little different here. But we're going to go to this one, which is, I have no idea what. We'll name it test, question mark. Okay. Okay. Okay, so, oh, that's diagonal harrowing. So now the whole field is mapped out. So now what we need to do is we need to drive ahead to that starting point. This would be if you're harrowing a field, say 2 times after you've seeded it or something. You get the entire field harrowed twice in a perfect pattern without you having to do anything. So we will start recording and we will engage auto steer. Oh, we're a little bit too far off the line. Now maybe it'll go. There we are. So now we'll go down the purple line. And then we'll come back on the green line, we'll turn around, and this will be an interesting thing to watch. Well, let's do actually, most of us don't pull 28-foot harrows, so we will go to overview here and quick change the dimension of our implement. We'll change this to 80 feet, which will make it a lot more interesting. And our path planning is done. We'll drive ahead. We'll hit manual. So now we can see it's a bit going to be easier to understand what's going on here. So we'll just get ripping. That would be the main function that I see for this one. If you're doing 2 passes of tillage in one day, or like I said, 2 passes of harrow, it gets every part of the field that it can while auto steering without any intervention on your part. So we'll slow it down since none of us want to turn around at 16 miles an hour with a 80-foot harrow. We'll slow down to 4.8 miles an hour. It keeps you a safe distance back from the headland, so you're not dragging your harrow through the trees. And it won't necessarily map it out in the way that seems the most sensible to us. But if you want to use it as it's designed to be used as much as possible, then it's pretty neat how it works here. You can see that purple line there. It's going to take when we get to this end of the field. I'm going to slow down again here. So now you can actually see it's going to start on that other angle because this part of the field has already been harrowed the one direction. Now this is starting the second pass already. And because in this area of the field there's not enough space for it to turn and to do another line, that's why it's just left it out. So it's pretty ingenious, actually. You can see this whole time, I'm just letting it go. It's doing all the steering and all the planning. So again, here we're going down the headland a bit, and we're going to do another of our second diagonal passes on the other side of the field now. So you're turning into our diagonal, other angle diagonal. Now we're back on our second pass again. So you can kind of see by the colors where exactly you've done a single pass, where you've done a double pass, and where you've got a triple pass in. So I'm actually really impressed. There's this area here where you've actually gone 3 times, and then like small areas. But so far, it's almost doing just a perfect job of hitting everything 2 times. So this is the first time I've been using this diagonal harrow feature in its entirety on my demo unit, and I'm blown away by its functionality. So here we're going to have a bit more triple overlap right here. So this is interesting. I saw these 2 lines close together, and I'm like, what's going on there? So here we're going to have about half a pass that's full double overlap, triple overlap, I mean. So now I guess it doesn't feel like there's any way for it to get really another pass in here that's long enough to count. So it's just discounted that completely. And we'll get that with these other turns here. So now, except for that other corner, we're done, pretty much done our first pass, and now we're getting on to our second pass. So to me, this here doesn't really make any sense why it would do this. Why wouldn't it just go back down this way? But this is its plan. We'll just let it do its thing. So that's as close as it feels comfortable getting to the corner. So you'll just have to do your headland pass once you're done to get that wheel right on the edge, but the rest of the field is going to be completely done 2 times. Oh, and something you'll notice here, which I hadn't noticed, is that this counter is only counting to the maximum of the first pass. So you can see that now it just counted up because it swung over this part that had previously been untouched. So we'll see here how close we get to 100%. So far, we've got 1.4 acres that hasn't been touched at all. So although it's painting as double applied or double overlap, it's not counting acres as double overlap. So that's actually a really cool feature. So now you're coming to the end of your last pass there. It's going to just keep going straight now. So you'll have to take over control. And we're going to try something here. Something I've actually... Diagonal line will be completed. Please slow down and prepare to stop. So it's warning you. So it's going to stop here. Well, it's not going to stop. We're going to have to stop. So there you can see at the top, we got 92% done. We got 1.2 acres that's not touched yet. So here we are, we're at the end of our line. Diagonal line completed. That is really cool. So you can see a couple parts of it did get triple pass, but not actually a very large area, considering. So now we're going to try something I haven't tried before, but we're going to go back to this one. We're going to do a headland pass. And we're going to select our heading, which is this one, 15.7 acres. We're going to go here. Now, because we actually want to be right on the edge of the field, we're going to select just 1 foot. And we are going to do headland number, just 1, because that's all that actually needs to be harrowed. So now we'll hit OK. Now we will speed up again. We'll turn this away. We'll turn record on. And we will engage auto steer. So here we are, 14, it's counting up again. And we don't even have to drive our headland pass after we made that boundary on our last task. Which is tremendous. This is really cool. I'm learning stuff here as well as anybody else. So you can see we've got our offset set to 1 foot. And we're ripping. And our total percentage here is just counting up. Now we're coming to that little dog leg we made in the boundary. We're coming to the end of our boundary, actually, so we're going to turn down the headland. So there again, we're not right in the corner, but for a computer doing it, I'm totally blown away. So now we're already up to 96% of the acres are completed. And this is all without us having to do any steering at all, other than getting on the line at the beginning of the field and then turning back onto the headland pass here at the end of the field. So that's a very, very powerful set of tools that this GPS gives you. So there we are. We're coming up to the end of our field, completely done. We're at 98%, so we'll be just about have her all done when we get here. So we got a few little tiny pieces in the corner that aren't done, but otherwise the whole field was driven without having to put our hand on the steering wheel, other than those 2 times like I said before. So this is impressive, very impressive. So now we're driving back down the headland to the driveway and good to go. Got 99% of the field done. 0.1 acre, not amazing.